stop scrolling because one of these R&B one-hit wonders is so good, you'll say, wait, how did I miss this? These aren't joke songs. These are real soul records, the kind people play late at night, in the car, or alone in the living room. The song blew up, but the artist disappeared. And here's the wild part. One song on this list went #1 and still vanished from the story. Another one became a wedding song and a breakup song. And the #1 record, that one isn't just music, it's life advice. Starting all over as friends is gonna be tough. Picture this, lights low, radio on. That one slow R&B song comes on and the whole room goes quiet. That's what these records do. They don't just play, they hit you. But if you don't know these songs, you're missing a whole chapter of R&B history. And you'll keep thinking the best soul music only came from the biggest stars. It didn't. So stay with me as we count down 10 R&B/soul one-hit wonders you need to hear. First, we'll hit numbers 10 to 6, the songs that should have started huge careers. Then we'll finish with 5 to 1, the records so powerful, they never stopped living even after the spotlight moved on. Let's go. Number 10, Gene Knight, Mr. Big Stuff. This one hits like a hot summer afternoon with the windows down and the radio loud. The beat struts, the bass walks. Gene's voice looks you straight in the eye and says, yeah, I see you. Who do you think you are, Mr. Big Stuff? It's confidence music, cool, playful, and just a little bit dangerous. Mr. Big Stuff was recorded in 1970 and released in 1971 on Stax Records, produced by Wardell Quezerg and written by Joseph Broussard Jr., also known as King Floyd, and Ralph Williams. You're never gonna get my love. Now because you... Gene Knight recorded it in Malaco Studios, Mississippi, backed by the legendary High Rhythm Section, the same musicians behind Al Green's classics. Lyrically, it's about calling out ego and fake confidence, Gene flipping the power and telling a flashy man he's not all that. The impact was massive. The song hit #1 on the Billboard R&B chart and #2 on the Billboard Hot 100, selling over 2 million copies. It became one of the defining soul singles of the early 70s. Fun fact, Mr. Big Stuff was originally recorded years earlier and sat unreleased because labels didn't think it was a hit. When it finally came out, it exploded so fast that Stax had to rush pressings to keep up with demand. Sometimes the song knows before the industry does. Why it's forgotten/underrated. Gene Knight gets labeled a one-hit wonder because nothing else in her catalog matched this song's size. Even though she kept recording solid soul records for years, she was also caught in the middle of Stax's financial struggles in the early 70s, which hurt promotion and long-term momentum. Emotional stamp. Real heads keep this one like a secret key because this song taught soul music how to talk back. Keep listening because the next song doesn't walk with swagger. It bleeds emotion. And once you hear it, you'll wonder how it ever slipped through the cracks.
I was happy as a lark.
Number 9, Eugene record, Overdose of Joy. This one feels like a slow, warm smile spreading through your chest. Picture late night radio, lights low, curtains half open, and Eugene's voice floating soft but strong, like he's talking straight to you. It's sweet soul, not flashy, music that makes you breathe easier.
But now, I go for walks, to the movies.
Overdose of Joy was released in 1977 as part of Eugene Records' solo work after his legendary run as the lead singer and main songwriter of the Chi-Lites. The song came out on Warner Brothers Records during a time when classic soul was slowly being pushed aside by disco and slicker funk.
Maybe to the bar. Have a seat.
Lyrically, it's about love so good it feels dangerous. Not drugs, not trouble, just too much happiness to hold inside.
On the same old bench to watch the children play.
On the charts, the song reached the top 40 on the Billboard R&B chart, but it never crossed over big to pop radio, which kept it under the radar. Over time, though, it became a quiet soul classic, loved by deep listeners and late-night DJs.
You know, tomorrow's their future. But for me, it's just another day.
Fun fact, Eugene Record wrote this song himself, just like many Chi-Lites hits. Even when he went solo, he still sounded like a whole group because his pen and his voice were that powerful.
Will they all gather around me? Yeah.
Why it's forgotten / underrated. This song gets overlooked because Eugene Record will always be tied to the Chi-Lites. When people think of him, they jump straight to Oh Girl and forget he had solo magic too. Also, by 1977, soul singers weren't getting the same push unless they fit the disco wave.
Well, they seem to know my name. Well, we laugh. Tell a few.
Emotional stamp. Real heads keep this one like a secret key. Soft soul for people who really listen. And keep listening, because the next song hits a little harder, and the story behind it cuts even deeper into soul music history.
I need to have you next.
Number 8, Major Harris, Love Won't Let Me Wait. This one feels like late night. Lights low, curtains half open. The room is quiet, but your heart is loud. Major Harris sings like he's whispering straight into your ear, telling you love can't wait till tomorrow. It needs you right now.
Me in more ways.
Love Won't Let Me Wait was released in 1975 on Atlantic Records, produced by Bobby Eli and Vinnie Barrett, with that smooth Philadelphia soul sound all over it. The song is about desire and patience running out. When love gets so strong, it feels impossible to hold back anymore.
And I refuse to leave.
On the charts, it was massive. Number 1 on the Billboard R&B chart and top 5 on the Billboard Hot 100, making it one of the biggest slow jams of the year. It became a bedroom classic, radio favorite, and slow dance anthem that crossed R&B, pop, and even quiet storm spaces.
Till I see the morning sun.
Fun fact, Major Harris was originally a member of the Delphonics, one of the most respected Philly soul groups ever. So when this solo song hit big, a lot of people were surprised. But real soul heads knew that voice was already seasoned.
Creep through your window pane.
Why it's forgotten / underrated, Major Harris is often called a one-hit wonder because nothing after this reached the same height, even though he kept recording and touring. He was also caught between eras, classic Philly soul fading, disco rising, so the industry moved on fast. Emotional stamp.
'Cause love won't let me wait.
Real heads keep this one like a secret key, because when this song comes on, the whole room changes. Some people say Major Harris didn't get the push he deserved after this hit. In interviews and soul history talk, it's been said that label priorities shifted and newer sounds got more money and promotion.
Not one more minute, baby.
There are different versions of the story, but the result was clear. The song lived forever. While the artist slowly slipped out of the spotlight,
The time is right.
that's why this record isn't just a slow jam, it's history. And keep listening, because the next song isn't soft and patient like this. It hurts deeper, and the story behind it cuts even harder.
Starting all over again is gonna be rough.
Number 7, Mel and Tim, Starting All Over Again. This song feels like two people sitting on the edge of the bed at night, lights low, voices calm, hearts tired but hopeful. No shouting, no drama, just honesty. It's soul music that talks to you like a friend saying, "We messed up, but maybe we can fix this."
So rough.
Mel and Tim were a soul duo from North Carolina, and Starting All Over Again was released in 1972 on Stax Records, right when deep, emotional Southern soul was at its strongest.
But we gonna make it, oh yeah.
The song was written and produced by Mel Hardin himself, which made it feel even more real. This wasn't a label-crafted hit, it was lived in emotion. Lyrically, it's about a couple choosing to rebuild instead of walking away. No blame, no ego, just maturity and love.
Starting all over as friends is gonna be tough.
The impact was huge. The song reached number 19 on the Billboard Hot 100 and top 10 on the R&B chart, making it one of Stax's last great crossover soul hits before the label's decline.
On us, but we got.
Fun fact, the song became so powerful that it was later covered by Hall & Oates in 1990, and their version also became a hit, proving the message was timeless. When a pop duo decades later brings your song back to the charts, that's real songwriting power.
Face it. We lost.
Why it's forgotten / underrated Mel and Tim didn't get a long run because Stax Records was collapsing financially in the early 70s, and many artists lost promotion and support overnight.
What we had, that's what hurt us so bad.
Without a strong label push, their follow-ups couldn't break through, even though the quality was still there. Emotional stamp. Real heads keep this one like a secret key because grown-up love songs never age.
Yeah, it set us back 1,000 years.
Keep listening, because the next one-hit wonder doesn't talk about fixing love. It talks about losing it completely, and the story behind it cuts even deeper. Number 6, The Moments, Love on a Two-Way Street. This one feels like a quiet night when the lights are low and the truth finally comes out. Picture a couple sitting across from each other, nobody yelling, just realizing something important. The groove is slow, gentle, and honest, like the song is holding your hand while it tells you the truth. Love on a Two-Way Street was released in 1970 on Stang Records, produced by Sylvia and Joe Robinson, the powerhouse duo behind many early soul and funk hits. The song is about a simple but painful idea. Love only works when both people give, not just one. It became a huge hit, reaching number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100 and number 1 on the R&B chart, which is rare for a slow, emotional soul ballad. The record crossed over everywhere, radio, jukeboxes, house parties, and instantly became a heartbreak anthem people still recognize today. Fun fact, this song was so big that many people thought the Moments would be around forever, but this one hit ended up defining their entire career. It's one of those records where the song became bigger than the group that sang it. Why it's forgotten / underrated. The Moments are often labeled a one-hit group because this song cast such a long shadow over everything else they did. After this, lineup changes and label issues made it hard to keep momentum, even though the talent was still there. Emotional stamp. Real heads keep this one like a secret key because this song teaches a life lesson, not just a melody. Remember when I said some artists don't fade because the music failed, but because the business did? This is one of those stories. Some people say The Moments were never properly built as a long-term act by their label. In interviews and soul music history, it's been said Stang Records focused on the hit, not the group, and didn't invest enough in developing their image or follow-up singles. There are different versions of the story, but the pattern is clear. When the song exploded, the infrastructure behind the group wasn't strong enough to turn that moment into a lasting career. That's why Love on a Two-Way Street lived on, while The Moment slowly disappeared from the spotlight. That's why this tune isn't just music, it's history. Keep listening, because the next one-hit wonder doesn't whisper the truth like this. It hits you in a totally different way. Number 5, Garland Green, Jealous Kinda Fella. This one feels like a slow walk home after an argument, streetlights flickering, heart heavy but honest. The groove is gentle, the horns sigh, and Garland's voice sounds like a man admitting his flaws out loud. It's soul music that doesn't point fingers. It looks in the mirror. Jealous Kinda Fella was released in 1970 on Uni Records, produced by Leonard Chess, and recorded during the golden age of Chicago soul. The song is a confession. A man knows his jealousy is hurting the love he wants to keep, and he's asking, almost begging, to do better. The impact was real and immediate.
Hello, baby.
The single climbed to number 5 on Billboard's R&B chart and crossed over to the Billboard Hot 100 Top 20, making Garland Green a national name almost overnight.
Please don't be too mad at me because I punch back.
It also became a staple on late-night radio and jukeboxes, especially where slow soul ruled the room.
I got last night. But let me explain.
Fun fact, Garland Green didn't come up as a flashy star. He was a working singer in Chicago clubs. When this record hit, people were shocked by how mature and raw it sounded, like a veteran speaking truth, not a rookie chasing a hit.
Before you say anything, I know I was wrong. Just like you said.
Why it's forgotten/underrated. Here's the heartbreak. The song stayed famous, but the artist's momentum didn't. Uni Records didn't give Garland Green the long-term push or follow-up hits he needed, and bigger soul acts quickly took over radio space. Over time, DJs and samplers kept the record alive, but the man behind it slipped out of the spotlight. Emotional stamp. Real heads keep this one like a secret key because grown man soul never goes out of style. Keep listening because the next one-hit wonder flips the pain into something sweeter, but the story behind it cuts just as deep. Number 4, Bettye Swann, Make Me Yours. This one feels like a slow walk home at night. Streetlights glowing, heart open, pride put to the side. Bettye doesn't beg. She offers herself with strength and softness at the same time. It's a lover's anthem that sounds calm on the surface but hits deep in the chest. Make Me Yours was released in 1967 on Money Records, produced by Wayne Schuler in Shreveport, Louisiana, far from the big Motown or Stax machines. The song is about vulnerability and choice, a woman clearly saying what she wants in love without games. The record became a top 40 R&B hit, reaching number 21 on the Billboard R&B chart and number 63 on the Billboard Hot 100, which was a real crossover moment for a Southern soul singer without major label backing. Over time, it became a cult classic, especially among DJs, collectors, and soul lovers who value honesty over polish. Fun fact, Make Me Yours has been sampled and replayed quietly for decades, most famously by Ghostface Killah on Never Be the Same Again. Many people heard the sample first and didn't realize the original voice came from a 1967 Southern Soul record. Why it's forgotten / underrated. Bettye Swann didn't fade because of weak music. She faded because she wasn't plugged into a powerhouse label that could keep pushing her. Southern soul singers, especially women, often made one perfect record and then got left behind when trends shifted. Emotional stamp. Real heads keep this one like a secret key because this is grown woman soul, said plain and true. Keep listening because the next one-hit wonder doesn't whisper like this. It hurts louder, and the story behind it cuts even deeper. Number 3, Carlton. She's a Bad Mama Jama. She built. This one hits like a Friday night roller rink or a packed house party where the floor is shaking and everybody's smiling. The bass walks in first, the groove locks tight, and the whole room starts moving before the words even land. It's fun, confident, loud, without shouting soul, pure, good energy. She's a Bad Mama Jama was released in 1981 on 20th Century Fox Records, written and produced by Leon Haywood, a funk mastermind in his own right. The song is a celebration record, straight up praise for a woman who knows who she is and owns it. The impact was massive. It reached number 2 on the Billboard R&B chart and crossed over to number 34 on the Billboard Hot 100, making it a true crossover funk soul smash. DJs loved it, radio loved it, and dance floors needed it. This song stayed in rotation everywhere. Fun fact, Leon Haywood originally wrote the song with himself in mind, but once Carlton sang it, everyone knew it fit him perfectly. Sometimes the magic isn't about who writes the song, it's about who brings it to life. Why it's forgotten / underrated? The strange thing is, the song became bigger than Carlton himself. While Bad Mama Jama lived on forever in DJ sets, movies, and parties, his name didn't always travel with it. The early 80s moved fast. Funk was sliding toward boogie and electronic sounds, and artists without multiple hits got left behind. Emotional stamp. Real heads keep this one like a secret key because this groove never ages. And keep listening, because the next song doesn't make you dance first. It makes you feel first. And that feeling stays with you. Number 2, Zapp and Roger, Computer Love. This song feels like late night loneliness with neon lights on. The room is dark, the phone is quiet, and the synths are glowing. The talkbox voice sounds half human, half machine, like love trying to reach you through wires. It's slow, dreamy, and emotional, even though it's wrapped in electronics. Computer Love was released in 1985 by Zapp and Roger, written and produced by Roger Troutman, and released on Warner Brothers Records as part of the new Zapp 4U album. The song is about loneliness and searching for love through technology, which sounded futuristic back then, but feels real today. It reached number 1 on the Billboard R&B chart and crossed over to the Billboard Hot 100, making it one of Zapp's biggest records. Even more important, it became a slow jam anthem, played at late night radio, house parties, and quiet moments when people didn't want to talk, just feel. Fun fact, the robotic talkbox voice wasn't a gimmick. It was Roger Troutman playing melodies through a tube connected to his mouth, shaping sound with his lips. That sound later became a blueprint for hip-hop, G-funk, and modern R&B, copied by artists who never sounded quite like him. Why it's forgotten/underrated. Here's the strange part. The song is famous, but it often gets labeled as an 80s synth hit instead of the deep soul record it really is. Zapp and Roger also had bigger party records, so this quiet, emotional track sometimes gets overshadowed. But real listeners know, this wasn't just technology talking. Emotional stamp. Real heads keep this one like a secret key, because this is soul music wearing a machine mask. And keep listening, because the next one-hit soul record doesn't sound futuristic at all. It sounds like pure heartbreak standing still in time. Remember earlier when I hinted that innovation can be misunderstood? Some people said Zapp's heavy use of electronics meant their music had less soul. In interviews and music debates, it's been said that traditional R&B radio didn't always know how to market songs like Computer Love, too slow for funk, too electronic for classic soul. There are different versions of the story, but the truth is this: Roger Troutman was ahead of his time. The industry didn't fully understand how emotional technology-based soul could be. That confusion pushed the song into late-night culture instead of daytime radio, which only made it more personal and powerful. You know, I've been around. And that's why this tune isn't just music, it's history.
All right, quick pause in the countdown, because I need to say this from the heart. If these R&B picks are hitting you, if they're bringing back memories, late night vibes, old playlists, and that feeling you can't explain, then please subscribe to Sexual 69 right now. Not just for you, but because it genuinely helps this channel survive and grow. Every subscribe is like you telling YouTube, yes, this music matters. Keep this kind of content alive. It pushes these forgotten songs back into the light, helps more real R&B lovers find the channel, and lets me keep making deeper, better countdowns for you. So if you want more lists like this, hit subscribe, tap the bell, and drop a comment with the one R&B song that raised you. Let's bring these classics back together.
Number 1, William DeVaughn, Be Thankful for What You Got. This one feels like a slow summer afternoon, sun cutting through the curtains, nothing rushing you. The groove is soft and steady, the voice calm like a friend sitting beside you, talking sense. It doesn't shout or beg, it teaches gently. Be Thankful for What You Got was released in 1974, written and recorded by William DeVaughn and issued on Roxbury Records, a small independent label. The song is about gratitude, being proud of what you have, even if it's not flashy. A job, a partner, peace of mind. Against all odds, it became a massive hit, reaching number 1 on the Billboard R&B chart and number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100, crossing over to pop audiences at a time when soul music was deeply connected to everyday black life. It wasn't built for clubs, it was built for real life, and that's why it sold. Fun fact, William DeVaughn wasn't a full-time music industry star. He worked as a government employee while recording this song. He never chased fame, never built a flashy image, and still created one of the most meaningful soul records of the 1970s. Why it's forgotten / underrated. William DeVaughn didn't have a big label machine, a long album run, or multiple chart hits backing him up. After this song, he stepped away instead of fighting the industry grind, and history moved on without him. The song stayed famous, but the man behind it faded, turning this into one of the purest true one-hit wonders in soul music. Emotional stamp, real heads keep this one like a secret key because wisdom never goes out of style. Stay right here because the story behind this song proves that sometimes the quietest voice leaves the deepest mark. Remember earlier when I hinted that not every hit was celebrated by the industry? This is that story. Some people say, be thankful for what you got and made record executives uncomfortable. In interviews and soul history discussions, it's been said that the song didn't push luxury, fantasy, or escapism. It pushed contentment. There are different versions of the story, but the context matters. In the mid-1970s, labels preferred soul music that sold dreams, cars, clothes, romance, not messages telling people they were already enough. Because DeVaughn didn't chase stardom, tour heavily, or reshape himself for radio trends, the industry quietly moved on. The song kept living, but the system didn't build a career around him. And that's why this record became something rare, a hit that couldn't be owned, a message that couldn't be diluted, a song that stayed honest.